Welcome to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered. This is DeAndre.
This is Nick.
It's TT Mama.
And Kenesha.
What's going on, y'all? How was your weekend?
It was okay. It was good. It was all right. It was okay.
Can't complain. Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Why?
I was at work. Oh, yeah. I was at work this weekend again. I was definitely at work.
She's the weekend
You sure?
warrior.
Yeah, I had to work nights to this week, so that's why everything's
Sucks.
a little bit hazy. It's a little hazy right now. So.
Midnights is rough.
The way that you is it's okay. It was good. Like, what is that? That excitement? Something exciting happened?
Yeah. No, honestly, nothing exciting happened at all. Me and Nick spent some time. We cooked together. We made Spanish rice and beans.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yep. It was our first time making it. His dad gave us the recipe.
It's one of my dad's famous dishes.
Yep.
He passed on the recipe.
Finally,
He knocked it out the park.
Nice.
we knocked it out the park.
Well, I just open up cans
Are
and,
you
cut
Puerto
up
Rican?
stuff. Yeah, just half.
He's half.
Why somebody tell me you wasn't Puerto Rican?
They lied to you.
I said his last name is Rios. He said, he's not Puerto Rican. He's black. I said, okay.
Tell them they don't know my husband to back up.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell him.
Thank you.
I'm going to text him.
And then do it with a frown, then smile at the end like I'm crazy. All right.
So y'all got that quality time in? Let me ask y'all a question.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's not bad.
Okay.
How many mattress hours did y'all put in?
What? When?
I mean, I
The
do
weekend.
8 hours a night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like to go. We slept about 8 hours.
No. No. How many mattress hours did you get in?
Not enough. Let's put it like that. Not enough.
So y'all did all that cooking and ain't put in no mattress hours?
You know, we haven't, but, we let that
Tonight?
we let that build up go.
Tonight?
Let the
We'll see how it
beat
goes.
started.
Yeah, you let that build up, then you have one great night.
Exuberateness.
That's what my man at the gym said. He said, y'all young bucks can go forever. He said, I give you one good one. I need a 48-hour break.
That's what
You
I'm
know what
saying.
Nick? You know what Nick told me one time after.
Heard a wise man say this.
No, he asked me a question and said, "How many calories you think that was?"
Now, why are you gonna go and tell that?
I said, "Well, shoot, I don't know. We both sweating." So
Hey, look. When y'all got Apple Watches?
No, I don't got
Oh, I
one.
was about to say, you put it
Leave
on
it
You
on.
be
play.
tracking that?
Put it on play. You can. You just
Oh, I
put
didn't know
play. And then it's a little set on there that say play.
Oh, wow.
What's the most calories you burn doing it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just
Obviously
saying
you
can-
do. You the one telling them to get the Apple
No,
Watch.
I'm saying if you get the Apple Watch, some of my friends, when they do it,
Oh,
they
some
put
of
it
your
on
friends
play.
now.
Like my girl right
ain't
here.
never done it?
It say play.
Have you done it?
No. I haven't done it on play because I share too much.
So you was at work all weekend. No mattress hours for you.
No.
how many mattress hours for you, Dre?
Yeah, how many mattress hours for you?
Had my kids all weekend. I was busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
mattress hours?
I don't understand how Dre can just lie like this and we're not allowed to lie.
What do you mean? I'm not lying.
Okay.
I didn't,
He's smiling though. You're smiling. I don't believe
nothing
you.
wrong with smiling. I'm always smiling. I'm always in a good mood. I try to be at least.
Yes, that's good. You should always try to be in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I do.
lies.
What do y'all know about? What is y'all relationship with the word if?
I don't know why I thought about math, but
If
yeah.
I thought of iffy, like, oh, he's iffy on something, or if we do something. So I don't like the make it concrete plan. I don't want to say, well, if this happens, then this will happen. No, I need to know exactly what this will be, when it's gonna be, and how it's gonna be, because that's my personality.
Yeah.
It's contingency.
Right. And I don't like when someone say if they're iffy about someone, make a choice. Like, I don't like that. Make a choice because you know what you already want deep down. Figure it out and make the choice.
I don't really like the word if.
No. So let me give
Okay,
y'all a little
man.
bit of context here. So let's just say something happened between two people.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, once someone goes to apologize, what's the first thing that they say?
I'm sorry.
Or
Sometimes like I'm sorry if I offended you.
Bam.
I can't stand that because it's not really apologizing.
If I offended you, I apologize.
Yeah.
Or if I hurt you, I apologize.
I can't stand
Or
that.
If when it's blatant and it's obvious that you either committed the act, you offended me because of my either facial expressions or how my mood has shifted. Obviously, there is no if.
Right.
So what's wrong with people just coming out and apologizing? Why does that if always have to be there whenever an offense or hurt or wrongdoing is made? Why is there always an if?
Maybe trying to absolving the intent. Like, because I didn't intend it to you and I didn't know that it is. Now, I'm sorry if it hurt your feelings. It's like, no, I'm sitting here telling you that
It
you
hurt my feelings.
Like, you don't have to say if. Just accept accept it. You hurt my feelings. That's it.
Yeah, if you stop and really think about that,
never
when
paid
people
attention.
apologize and say, if I, offended you, that's kind of a throw it off statement if you stop and think about it. Because you're only sorry if you offended me, so you're putting that action on somebody else. Almost as like, now I cussed or I punched you. Well, I'm sorry if I offended you. You should be sorry whether you offended me or not. Because if you didn't offend me, you're still doing wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now when
You
you
know
break
what
that
I
statement
don't
down,
like?
it's kind of throw it off.
You know what I don't like is, I'm sorry that I did this, but you're not sorry if there's a but.
Right.
I don't want to hear the but. Just say you're sorry and mean it.
Yeah, I heard somebody say
And mean it.
anything,
Right? That makes
anything
me
after
upset.
but you don't mean.
Anything after but you don't mean.
Mm-mm.
Anything before and after but you don't mean, because you're saying I'm sorry to now, but so I can get my point across.
Right.
Just say you're sorry.
Using my feeling now and your sentiments as a platform for you to
Right.
get your point out.
Right.
You know.
I don't got time for the buts. I don't got time for the ifs, because if I offended you, you're still not acknowledging my feelings. You're making it sound like you're not acknowledging my feelings, and you're not. It's the wording you're using around it, which I don't agree with. The but is, I'm saying sorry so I can hurry up and get my point across, which means I was listening to respond, not listening to listen. I don't agree with any of those. It's just, I'm sorry for doing this that hurt you. That's it.
It's kind of like passive aggressive too.
Yeah.
It is.
Because I know sometimes when I've said it and I had to catch myself, because I've said it definitely, and I go and I'm like, it's because I feel like your emotions, that's your problem. Ain't got nothing to do with me. So that's how at the time I said it. Just like, well, sorry if I offended you.
So condescending.
Very condescending.
Oh.
And just be like, so then when I said if, and I was like, oh.
Let me rephrase myself. I have to go back, because I've done it. I've done it multiple times, but knowing my heart, I'm not doing it to downgrade your feelings. Because there's times where me and Nick have an argument, and I just didn't hear him, and I feel like he didn't hear me, but we never meant to hurt each other in the argument. I'll say, listen, if I offended you by doing this, I am so sorry. Like, wholeheartedly, this is me saying I'm sorry. We're just not agreeing on this, but I also don't want to hurt you in this. So if I did this, I'm sorry.
So do you feel like in that moment we should replace the word if with did? Like, actually make it a question. Because if you want to know if I was offended, the best thing to do is to ask. So instead of saying like, if I offended you, just be like, did I offend you when I did this?
Well, when they said yes, then it's like, okay, well, if I did this, then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
or we could say, because I did this, I'm sorry.
okay.
Better than, like, you know what I mean? Because if we ask, it's like they already told us. But then if we say, well, if I did this, well, it's not an if. I just told you I did it. So then maybe the best thing I could say is, because I did this, I'm sorry.
I mean, I have a question, and Dre, I don't know where you was leading with this conversation, but I have a real life question, and it's not, you two versus us two.
Here we go.
But no, this is real. I want to get
Here we go.
I want to get into the minds of women, and it's more enough not asking you guys a question, but as a female in a whole, why is it easier for men to get over stuff than women to get over stuff? And I'm not asking you personally, but it's like in a whole as women, like we might get in an argument and, you know, men can hash it out a lot faster than women can hash stuff out. Why is that?
I can't answer. I can't answer that because I don't know why men do that.
You know
I don't
what I
know
mean?
why
Like,
men
like
can do that.
But like if me and Dre was to get in an argument, we could turn around and say, you know what, bro? Sorry, things went left. Emotions got into, you know, we cool, yeah, we cool. But it's like women.
But why can you guys do
I don't
that?
know.
Like,
It
how can you guys
depends.
do
But
that?
I mean, like you see so many women, they don't keep long. Like they don't keep friends. Like you see more women lose friends than men. Like men can stay friends for a long period of time.
I agree.
And it goes back to now we was talking about apologies, but why is it easier for men to apologize than women?
Well, see, now that's two different categories.
No, that is men
Because-
apologizing to women or men apologizing
No, I'm
to
saying like
men.
'Cause
men apologizing to men and women like women versus women and men versus men.
Okay.
Why is it easier for we can like stay friends way longer?
It's the caliber of woman that you are actually, because me personally, I don't like confrontation. So if I got an issue with you, I'm gonna just be like, yo, I really am not feeling you right now, and I'm gonna just say it. I'm just an upfront type of person. I also do, thank God, I have a very good core of friends too.
Yeah.
I feel like most women that continue to have the confrontation, they like the confrontation literally.
That's good.
That's how I feel, because at the end of the day, I don't have to deal with anything. But I feel like women share more than men. You guys have a certain respect for each other. Like y'all not really into everybody's business. You're not really showing emotion. I'm not saying you don't, but your relationship is more of like, man, I had to do this today. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I never really had a conversation with a man. I mean, like seeing this, but that's my point of
How
view.
you placing it on us if you ain't never?
Well, I tell you what, because I ain't mean it like
Well, this
that,
is what
but
she's-
like me seeing like my father, you
Okay.
know, and seeing his conversation with like his uncles and stuff like that. Whenever
What about his friends?
I'm gonna be honest with you, my dad ain't got no friends.
Because I know,
You see what
speaking
I'm
for
saying?
myself, you know, if you my friend and I call you a close friend or brother, I probably done opened up with a lot of stuff.
Have you
But how
cried with your
many?
friends? Have
But
you
how
cried
many?
with them though? Have you talked to them on phone about stuff you're going through and you started crying or you teared up? You've opened up that much.
Babe, I don't really cry with you. I mean,
But see, that's
I
different.
mean, but
still,
like,
too.
it's
but
not that I don't
It's
cry,
different.
but
you know, like where you gotten so like
I've gotten
vulnerable.
You know, I've
Did
talked
you-
to you about real life situations.
No, to the point where it's just like,
Like,
yo, this is like
full out,
hurting
like, I
me. Like
can't
this is
help,
like,
like,
I
it's
need
just-
help, bro.
Yeah,
like,
we had them type of conversation.
But then see, this is my question: how many?
because girls have them all the time.
How many?
How many conversations?
No, how many men have you been that vulnerable with? Just
If
with
I would
that
have,
you've
if
been
I
with
would call
Dre?
you now for me, and I said this on this show plenty of times. If I'm gonna call you my friend, my brother, like I don't go around just saying that to anybody. So like I got maybe 4 or 5 people that I would say I'm very like really close with, and that's my real life brothers, biological, my good friends. Like
Don't
Dre,
count
like,
them. You can't count the
okay,
biological
well we
brothers
talking about
or father.
we talking about friends. I got a good maybe 4 or 5 people that I've opened up with, on all aspects of life because I do trust them. And these people I've been friends with for, 10 plus 15, 15 years. I just always look at it like, and I look at it from my wife's point of view, and I'm not saying this like saying men versus women. I want to get into your minds about this conversation because I see more women lose friends. I've seen my wife lose close friends in a blink of an eye. I've seen other women that's just, y'all was friends one day, y'all not friends other day. And then I see men full-fledged have a blowout, cussing each other out, and then we hash that up. We what I'm saying, we good. I just always wanted to know, like, what is that? Like, what is the situation?
We're just a lot more emotional.
I was about to say, is it the emotional
you guys
standpoint?
deal with whatever the problem is on hand. Like, you listen, at the end of the day, I just want to punch you in the face and we just going to fight. And after this, we good. Us, sometimes it could be a lot more emotional because it's like we're attached differently.
I think that
Y'all are
men too.
wired differently. I think men
think
are
men,
a
we
lot
got
more
a lot.
logical.
I'm
We
saying
have
we're
more respect
attached.
for each other.
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
attached to, like, if I was to share something with my girl here, right?
I don't expect. She doesn't expect me to tell nobody, hurt her,
Correct.
use her with it, use what she told me against her.
Right.
I
It's
feel
But how many women?
It's like
do?
we're
I think
dating.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
in my opinion, just being in like relationships and seeing different friend groups amongst women, like a lot of times those friendships really aren't genuine, and it's almost like a competition within a group. Like very rare do you see like a group of girlfriends who have been friends for 10 plus years.
That's what
I feel like you always see that with guys, but you it's rare that you see that amongst women because there was a falling out. Somebody got jealous of somebody was being petty with somebody. Somebody was hating because they were maybe you were doing better, or I don't know. It seems like it was always some type of resentment in there, and then trust. I feel like although y'all say y'all trust more, I would have to say men probably our trust is on a different level because we do have that respect for one another versus women. I think it's a lack of respect amongst women.
Yeah.
I'm just going based off what I've seen.
But we don't need respect.
I'm not meaning respect in that regard.
Yeah, because we like, if I was just to say go out and search in the world, if I was to wake up in the morning, go outside my door, what's the one thing that I'm looking for? It's usually going to be love.
Yeah, but we're not talking about relationship like that.
I mean, that's period.
But that's what it feels like with a friendship with a girl.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this. Well, then why is it the minute that y'all get into it with somebody, y'all are like, I feel disrespected? If it's not respect, then why do women always say they feel disrespected? If it ain't that's because I'm not meaning respect how y'all are meaning respect.
I get what
y'all. We just used to argue.
I don't normally.
Yeah, but I get what y'all saying, but I'm not meaning respect in that regards because everybody knows the difference.
Maybe we're saying the wrong words because it's not so much like the disrespect. It's like, it's like I feel like she don't love me, like she don't care about me. How she do that to me? Like I'm this friend to you. How you do this to me?
But I feel like y'all open up a lot more, obviously, because you guys are more emotional, and it's like y'all get real cool with a new chick real fast, and then eventually start opening up right away. That take time for us. So by the time we get to the point where we're like, yeah, that's my bro, that's my boy, like
we done
it's
went
some
past
time.
the warming and the learning.
Y'all got there like that.
Sometimes you just kick it off. It just kicks off like that.
I feel like, and we wire with respect.
But we're like so happy to have friends. Like we're so happy to get a friend that maybe we
is mutual.
Yeah, so maybe we don't do the screening process like we should,
or our discerning is super super strong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we can look at somebody and be like, I could look
like I like
when
you.
I first met you. I was just like, oh yeah, she cool. It was like that. I can tell. You know what I'm saying? So I would be okay with sharing something with her and knowing that she wouldn't say nothing.
How often can you do that though?
Oh, I could do that really quick.
But my thing is this: a lot of my, like you're one, like you might be one of the few people. Most women in general, and I don't even like generalizing.
No, I can agree.
But most women, you don't see women that's been friends for 10+ years. You don't see women that has that like you'll see a woman like women. Think about the women like like they got this group of friends this day, this group of or on social media. When did they start hanging out? When did they like it bounce among? But women, you don't never see
this is how I feel. Not to talk about my girls, but this is rough, and I.
Am I one of your girls?
Can be a victim. No, I'm about to say something bad. So.
Oh, okay. I'm not one of them.
And I can be a victim of this. Women are extremely judgmental, especially of other women. So if you come around, you're like, oh, she ain't cuter than me though. Or you know what I mean, like it's just like or it's kind of like, okay, let me see how she out because she over here walking like she thinks she all that. Like let me
and
let me feel her out.
Yeah.
But the thing is like
we always look at I'm getting girls.
If you're looking at another dude like, oh, he might be cute to me, that's automatically you gay.
But even not even that. If I feel like it's
a good looking dude.
Well, my thing is this:
it's a nice looking brother.
Right.
Then if we getting our fair, and I'm married now, but back in the day we're getting our fair share of women. I don't care.
Right.
Like I could look at you and say you got more muscles than me. I got my chick. You got your chicks. We good.
Women are in competition with each other though.
I was going to say that because
not purposely,
but it's
just what happened. Don't know why this happened. Maybe I could just do more research on that. But we are like naturally in competition with each other.
This is how.
So it's hard to be friends with a person you're in competition with unless you find a girl who's just like, I don't want to be in competition with you. I want to see you win, and you want to see me win, and we can be friends.
The female community.
It's common.
When I was in college, I said this thing. I used to say, like the psyche of a woman. When we first walk into a room, and let's say it's a bunch of different people, immediately when you walk into a room, after you done checked yourself out, right? Immediately you're like, ooh, who in here is the
Comparing.
Like who's you immediately start comparing who's the
second
cutest
best?
one in here, right? And you be like, all right, and then you might see a chick that might have a little something like, no, she got lashes on, she might got me, and then you be like, okay, boom, and then you be like, well, who's the hottest guy in this room? Okay, scanning, who's the hottest guy? Okay, well, I might want him or whatever, but immediately, like the first thought is who's in here cuter than me and what she got on and what she's saying.
Let me see.
And let me see.
Let me look.
Or I'm going to go over there and I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to see if she got some sustenance because I got to find something wrong with her so then I can still be number one.
And I don't know why we do that. And I think it takes a lot of maturing that we have to do because you got these women who's completely confident in who they are, what they got, and then like, we can be cool and I ain't in competition. I'm perfectly fine with what I got. I'm doing my own thing. So you have those women too. So I think it's just so much, we just got to get to a point where it's just, because it is like almost just like a lack of confidence in a certain area with women. Insecurity.
Say it's either one or the other. Either they're super like
confident
or
and they're fine,
crazy
and that intimidates some women.
Yeah.
When
There's
really,
there's
I could
not
just
too
be your
many
friend. You can teach me.
There's too many
sis.
women that's right in the middle. It's either
Yeah.
you're, I'm so ugly and fat,
Yeah.
or there's I'm so cold. Man, nobody else walking up.
But then
That's
there's
men, I walk into a
some
room-
women that's just like cool and just like, I'm cool with who I am and I'm doing what I gotta do. I mean, you can live your life.
That's
You
how
can be
I
my
am.
friend or you can't. Right? I know I'm a good person.
Even if I know I'm fresher than everybody else, I still walk around like I just feel like I look good.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm not scanning the room to see every other brother in here.
I think the best
And I think we give
friendships.
each other, but women give each other compliments a lot too.
Oh yeah,
do.
but it can
We
be
do.
superficial.
I was just about to say it don't
But
be
it's super
genuine.
superficial.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen, you
like,
can tell.
Oh, girl, I do
Oh,
like your
girl.
eyebrows. And
Right.
you Like,
Oh, they
your
need
makeup.
that.
oh, you be like, is she? Them eyebrows is not
I wish you
good.
could hear.
Right.
mine
Or
on the woman.
or in our
I do.
minds like, oh, she thinks she cute. Oh, I like your shoes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you cute, you
Oh,
cute.
thank you. Where you going?
But-
Oh, I hate that.
But you know what?
Oh, who you trying to see?
Who you think you is?
Nah, just say I'm
I'll
cute.
say that in a minute. I
Just
ain't
say I'm
gonna lie.
cute.
But
I hate when girls
within
do
a
that.
group, within like your certain friend group, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes if there is someone who is that you may deem cuter or whatever it is, sometimes it helps you step up your game because I think there's a difference in that.
Yeah.
You know, because if I'm in a group of girls, like with my friends right now, and all of my friends that I have, I've been friends with over 10 years. Some of them over 15. That when I'm with them, there's certain things that I've picked up over the years about myself that I'm just like, yo, I do like when she do that. And, oh, this is what you're supposed to wear when you go to this kind of thing. And I built that baseline because I'm not really a girly girl. I'm really not. Like, so I had to, and my mom, she's not really a girly girl either. Like she'll get dressed up and stuff like that, but my mom don't wear makeup. So I didn't learn that realm. So I had to learn it from my friends a little bit more. My mom taught me how to be a woman, but it's just little things that I just didn't know. But within my group of friends, I found out that my friends all knew how to do it. So I've always been that friend. They'd be like, Kenesha, did you buy eyelashes? No. I'm like, that's fine. I bought you an extra pair.
Aw.
And then I'll sit there, like if we on vacation, and they just do me up. And then I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
Oh, I'm cute.
Yeah, I'm cute now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I've never been that person.
But you know what you hear from like a guy's standpoint, you'll see like your girl that bought you all that stuff. Not saying that it's your homegirl, but typically
I mean, what's that?
the lashes
Oh, okay, got it.
help you out, dog you up, right?
Fast.
So let's just say y'all step out and it's a guy that they like, but they coming after you, right? Or
guy that they like.
if y'all have a falling out, then instantly it becomes, well, I showed her all that anyway. She would be nothing if it wasn't
Yeah.
for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Guys don't do
Extremely
that.
petty.
Yeah.
So we can
Like we don't do that. Like
Women
My
is
friend
more.
wouldn't do
Women
that.
is way more pettier than men.
yeah,
This is one thing. So I don't make friends easily because I just feel like I've been like burned in the past, which is I'm sure this is a story of a lot of women. Because friends come and go, unfortunately, but some do stick. So I don't make friends easily. I don't let friends in easily into my personal that much anymore. But that has, I want to say, hindered me in a way because I don't let people get that close that I don't make true friends that I don't already got, that I've had for a while. So like, but there's been girls like when I first went to college that we hit it off so fast. I said it was almost like you or me and I am you, and we are friends till this day. And it was almost like, how do you meet sometimes it's just these women's hearts. Mm-hmm. It's women's heart because I'm talking about my friend Amber. When I first came to my freshman year of college, this girl was the sweetest person I have ever met in my entire life. And you wouldn't think that you would meet a person like this. And I was like, oh, this is too good to be true. But she kept on it, coming around me so much. And I was trying to push her away that I was just like, this girl is just so sweet and kind. You have those people out there in the world where this girl she only wants you to win and you only want her to win, and this is what it is. You find those good friends. Mm-hmm. So it's not all women, but I want to say that's a unicorn because that's sometimes once in a lifetime types of friend.
That's how it was for me and Tika. Tika was super busy all the time. Oh my gosh, the girl was so busy. And one day I wanted to go we went to the movies, and this is when For Color Girls came out. And when For Color Girls came out, I was able to see her in her like true form. And then I looked at her and I was just like, hey, can you be my best friend? I was like, I want you to be my best friend. She's like, I'm a horrible friend. I wouldn't be able to. I said, no. You misunderstood my question. I said, can you be my best friend? And she was just like, yeah. I was like, because I ain't asked you if I was yours. I said, but can you be mine? Oh. And so like it was a difference.
Right.
And so literally from that point on, there was a lot of years. I'll say probably like our first 3 or 4 years of our relationship, like while she was in college and stuff like that, she would forget my birthday. We wouldn't talk for like maybe 2 or 3 months at a time, and it was like boom, then we hang out. But she was just always been like that's my Tika, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then afterwards, it was 1 year. I don't know what happened. It was some clip, and this is like me calling her consistently. I'm calling, texting, kind of like how you said your friend was. I was just I just pop up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She was always around. I was just like, why are you here? Like, I don't want you here.
I don't want you here.
But I did.
I'll be right there. I'll be like, what you doing? You know, I pop right at her apartment. I didn't care. So 1 year for my birthday, she was just like, Kenesha, I'm about to make up for all the birthdays that I miss. And literally took me to the mall and bought me anything I wanted.
Let me become Tika's friend real quick. I got a couple things on my wish list.
Sweet. She just sweet
I got a
like
question
that.
too.
I got a wish list full of stuff.
For you girls. Do women. For you women.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize.
Okay.
Do women put too much expectation on friendships? Because now you're saying that like, I ain't trying to be fine. I don't know none of my friends' birthdays.
Dang.
Nor have I ever got them anything. But that doesn't make them less of a friend. Nor do I care if any of them know my birthday.
They better know your birthday.
Well, see, I think it's more of the precedence. Like,
I feel like
for
women,
the first
if
3
I'm
or 4
someone,
years,
if I'm someone important in your life, you're gonna remember my birthday.
But I think
the least you can do.
I think that women, y'all put too much on friendship because not y'all. I'm talking when I say women, I'm talking about the whole.
Because I remember a
the whole
birthday.
Species.
Is that put too much?
But do you remember your mama's birthday?
That's my mother.
I just feel like
it's been my mother for my whole life.
I feel like is that put too much on friendship, or do you put too little on it? Because I feel like if a person is important to you,
and
plus women, we like an excuse to get toe up, you know.
But my whole thing is that a reason to fall out though, because I've also heard female.
Didn't fall out.
I'm not saying y'all. When I'm saying women, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about everybody.
Oh,
because I've seen women. I know a girl that she fell out with her friend. Because her friend, not only her friend told her happy birthday, but her friend didn't post happy birthday on Facebook. They fell out. So that brings me to I've heard a lot of women fall out.
No, that's petty.
That is petty.
But I heard a lot of women fall
petty.
out. So I'm asking, like, do women in general maybe put too much on a friendship? Because there's a lot of falling out for little stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's the type of person that you are. Because like I said, Tika didn't celebrate my birthday for like 3 or 4 years, but I celebrated every last one of hers.
Yeah.
And but see, I realized that was my responsibility. If I decide to take you as my best friend, then I'm saying that I accept everything about you, no matter how you are. This is what my decision is. That's for me. It ain't got nothing to do with you, how you're going to be for me. So I just took that responsibility on. It's just like, you know what? I seen your true form. And because that true form, you're going to be attached to me forever. And that just was it. You know what I'm saying?
Because of your heart.
Because of your heart. So
I know it's good.
Somebody did that and they just broke down and was just like, you're not my friend because you didn't post something on Facebook.
You weren't friends in the beginning.
You weren't friends even in the beginning.
No, but I heard, that's just one example. Because I'm just saying, like, us as men, I guess we just look at friends. Me personally, I'm not saying all men. I just look at friendship different. Like to me, I don't really. You can remember my birthday. Thank you. You can forget it. Who cares? But I'm just looking at you like, can I call you when I need you? Can I call you when I need to talk? Can you be there if I need some financial? Like not even that. Like I just think that it's more important things that I want to be able to know that you are there for than just knowing my birthday, knowing what size shoes I wear and stuff like that. Like
I don't know all that.
can I call you and say, bro,
No,
listen, you got an hour. I need to talk. You know what I'm saying? Do you know, bro, listen, I'm down and out. Can I hold a few dollars without you, you know, saying, looking at me like, well, I mean, listen, family, don't use your friends for money. Don't call your friends all the time for money. But if you are in a pinch, your closest people that you call your best friends should have your back.
Yeah.
See,
and vice versa.
I feel like a man's need and a woman's need is two totally different things. Because like I said, I'm emotional. So the only way that you're going to attach to me emotionally is by getting to know me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If y'all just cool, I mean, literally, if y'all just got a roof over y'all head, y'all can eat, you can have sex, and go to work, y'all pretty much cool.
Well,
I mean, you know, I'm saying this is like on the basis level of it.
not all men.
I'm not saying you don't need more.
She doesn't
but
mean.
I'm just
She
saying,
doesn't
for a
mean.
typical
I'm saying
man,
some men
and
ain't
not
having
y'all.
that much sex.
We're more complex
We're
than
more
what
complex when it comes to
Y'all are.
that stuff. So like,
yeah.
So that's more enough what I'm asking. Like, are y'all putting too much into friendships?
No,
it's just
Not
how
y'all
this-
too.
No, it's
I'm
just
just
our
saying, like,
design. It's just our design.
But is that one of the reasons why friendships in the women area don't last more than a few years?
No, that's not. It's not the expectations of a friendship. Because if we both have the same expectations of a friendship, we cool. It's the competition. It's the what you're thinking when I'm not around. It's what you're saying about me when I'm not around. It's how you love me when I'm not around or when I am around. That's what breaks up friendships. It's the I never really wanted to be friends with you in the first place. I just wanted to be around you and who you were around. That's a problem. That's the friendship. Or it's I'm really selfish and I liked what you can do for me. I like that you're a good friend and you give, and I like to take, so it's good. So that's how friendships break up. It's not what we expect from someone. Like if I say, yo, every birthday we gonna go out to this restaurant and we gonna do it for years and let's do it. Okay, cool. We have fun every year and it's a tradition. That's not expecting too much. It's just creating friendship memories.
I know them women that say this birthday they got a little too much going on. Oh, you ain't called me on my birthday. You know, I guess we ain't friends.
Shoot.
That's that petty.
Yeah,
But
I'm okay.
it be so much be hurt. But
okay.
I'm good for cutting people off.
See, when like Tika,
I
she never
am.
forgot my birthday again. I tell you that.
You did?
She's never forgot.
Did it
my
just
birthday.
pass? Oh, okay.
No, she's never forgot
I
my
want
birthday.
homie got
again.
mad at us
I tell you.
because we forgot his birthday and we laughed at him and said, you acting like a female.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about.
We talking
Well,
about
how
Desmond.
about this?
Nicholas, don't say his name on here. They listen.
No, he don't listen, but they know. I mean,
Oh.
one year we forgot Big Dad's birthday. And he was mad at all of us, but he was mad at my man Kenny Moore because he was like, "You should have known it."
Yeah.
Well, they close.
We
though.
like, well, why should he have known it?
Well, I got. Hey, how about
Because he
this?
don't view y'all as his best friend.
Yeah, that's what.
He don't
Piss
like
on
y'all,
He don't
right?
like y'all clearly.
Y'all need to let him know. You can say, "Well, I never got to remember
Kenny,
that."
you should know before anybody.
So
They
how
were
about
friends
this?
longer.
I tell you, let's dissect it, okay? So I'm a very true to the core person. I just said that most of my friends I've been friends with for 10 plus years, right? So I did lose a friendship. I lost a friendship. It was the first one I lost. I felt like I was in a complete, like she was my boyfriend or something. That's how she broke up with me. Pretty much, me and her was friends. She had introduced me to her dude. Her
I can
dude.
see where this is going.
Yeah, her dude, in a nutshell, he just was not adding up for her. Like the math wasn't mathing. Okay, it was not. Like he had went to jail. She was using up all her funds and stuff in order to support him, and I'm not talking about like funds like she went to work with. She was using that and like her school money.
Oh Lord.
And she had got a scholarship to go
Oh,
to school
Lord.
for free.
What was she funding a man in jail? What more do he need in jail? He got bills.
Well,
No, you can
she
buy
was trying
stuff
to
on
get
her
him out.
books.
Yeah, put stuff on
Oh.
his book. She was trying to
Put
get
the
him
books
out.
for little
You
little
talking
Debbie
like
cakes and stuff.
lawyer.
No, you can get a
okay.
lot
You
of
talking about
stuff.
all this stuff, right? So what happened
that's a little
was
different, yeah.
she had contacted me and she was just like, "Hey, me and such is getting a new place together," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Now at this point, when he got out of jail, she allowed him to live in her mother's house.
Oh God.
Okay. So it was while she was still in school. And like, I'm talking like she just sitting up in the room. And all he got to do is community service and stuff like that. So she called me and just like, we're going to get an apartment together. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I was just like, well, it's like, is he able to work? And she was like, no, he's just going to finish with his community service. And then that's it. But this cat had like freaking 10,000 hours. I'm like, that could take forever, you know? So then it might have been a little less than that, but it was a lot, you know? So I was just like, okay. I said, well, how about this? My dad has a lawnmower. I said, and he got some, you know, he always needs some stuff done around the house. I said, if you want, I can ask my dad to give him the lawnmower so he can go ahead and cut some grass. And I was like, even if he only bringing in $60 or $80 a week, like at least he can build something and he can cut grass in between his community hours and he could give you something, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you paying for all of it, because she was the only one with the job. And so she was just like, oh, okay. I said, because, you know, he got to give you something. So she was like, oh, okay. Well, little did I know she had me on speakerphone.
Oh, Jesus.
And he heard.
Oh, Lord.
And that wasn't really the issue, so per se. That wasn't the little straw on the camel's back. The straw on the camel's back is that I found out later. I was sitting outside and she went in the house. And I don't even think she know this part, but when she went in the house to go get something, he was like hitting on me. I had first started dating my ex, and I was like, yeah, I'm happy or something. And she was just like, And he was just like, you sure that nigga all right? Like, he gonna be cool for you? Because, like, you know, I'm a different type of nigga. And it's like hitting on me right in front of the mama's house while she in the house. And I'm like, okay. You know, it was just a bunch of crap. But in a nutshell, she ended up not dismissing me as her friend, which I didn't even know she was upset with me until another friend came in town and told me. But she dismissed me because he liked me, and because I guess demeaned him in that way. Demeaned him by saying he had to pay something.
She saw you as
she chose.
She saw
him
you. She saw you
me.
as a threat, and that's all that was. Because a girl's good for picking a dude over her friends.
That's wrong.
Is that always bad?
If he's of substance.
When it's bad for you.
If he's of substance.
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up.
In her case.
In that whole situation, how it ended out. Oh, that's bad. Well, she don't listen. We ain't even friends no more. But she ended up, what's her face? And she ended up getting pregnant by him.
Mm-hmm.
From the last I heard, she ended up doing that, getting pregnant by him. And he told her he didn't want to be with her, and he married somebody else. And there's a bunch of little crap in between. Like, he just wasn't of substance. She didn't deserve it. She deserved a much better man.
So I have a question for the men. I have a question for the men, though.
I don't know.
And this is a little bit off topic, but kind of still on topic. Not really. So there's been instances where a guy's dating a girl for years, right? But he was telling her, I'm not ready for marriage. I don't want to be married. Mm. They break up, and months later he gets married. Why is that? This has happened many times.
He didn't want to marry her.
Hell if I know.
Then why was he there for many years? So many years.
What was she providing
Maybe
for
she was
him?
just girlfriend material.
It was convenience.
Could have been convenience.
I feel like it's a set day when they decide that they want to get married.
Maybe that.
And then once they get to that point, they're just like, oh, okay, I'm ready.
No.
And if she would have held on for those 2 more months,
they were together for 10 years.
See.
And
10 years.
10 years, and he didn't marry her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, I can't take this one. She broke up with him, and then maybe 6 months later, he was married. So did he love her or did he not love her?
No, he could have loved her.
But he fell in love with this chick and married her in 6 months.
He could have loved her. But just because you love someone doesn't necessarily mean you want to be with them for the rest of your life.
Then why were you with him for 10 years? Because she would have never broke up with you.
That's that waste of time.
Again, you can call it a waste of time. Ultimately, cool, waste of time. But like living in it it's again what's being provided to him. Like, what is he being like? What convenience is he being provided for being there for 10 years? Like, if she's letting him, I don't know what the living situation was, but if she was paying for bills, if he can get sex when he wanted, if he got the hot plate whenever he wanted, I mean, that's all convenient stuff. But if she, let's just hypothetically, was not meeting the needs of him, then, I mean, maybe that person immediately came in and catered to his needs versus what they thought he needed. A lot of times that's the case. And that could go both ways, right? I'm a firm believer that if you master one's needs, you'll always be irreplaceable. So if you're not mastering Nick's needs, you'll be replaced at some point in time, and vice versa. But if you master his needs, like what the man actually needs, it doesn't matter who comes along, you'll be irreplaceable. Mm-hmm. But for the time being, if no one's meeting the needs of a man will sit there and be complacent and just chill, because he's still getting the benefits of something. Mm. That doesn't mean that he has to make a lifetime commitment to it, because, well, if it's
10 years is dang near.
That's how acrimony happened.
No,
I think he loved her. I think he loved her in acrimony. I know
he did, but I'm talking about the rage is the same. That rage is the same.
That's different though.
No, the rage is still the same.
No, she chose to walk away from that, and he loved her and was trying to build.
She did
something.
the same thing. She said that her person left too.
No,
she
left.
She left him after 10 years.
The reasons why though, like dude when they married, was it that case where like
they were living together?
They were living together. Okay, so how was? Because if you speaking from the movie, this dude was actually trying to build something, build a living. She was always coming down on him because he didn't have. She left him, and then
she didn't always go down on him.
She
didn't
always,
because she supported him. That was the whole point.
Until she got fed up with it, though.
And that was at the end. But that's what I'm saying. It's
and
the
all
same
he kept saying
thing.
was just hold on, like it's gonna happen.
But she been holding on for years.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same exact rage.
In this case, was that the case here? Was he anything?
No,
like
they
that?
both work.
I don't care in what
they
relationship
both work.
you
So
in.
it's different. Then.
I don't care. At the end of the day, it was mutual for the chick on acrimony. It was mutual for this lady in this relationship that it is. It was mutual. But the rage is the same because
it's different.
It's not the rage. The rage is the same because she felt like she gave up all of her. No, she felt like she gave up all of her. That's the whole point. It didn't matter what of hers that you felt like on the scale would be, she gave up money, or it didn't matter. But the whole point of it is she gave up herself for 10 years just for him to go out and do the very thing that would have had her stay.
I'm not agreeing.
He ended up marrying somebody. That was the very thing that she wanted. She would have stayed. She would have married her.
But I don't think that she was more mad at him in matrimony for what she didn't have. I think the rage started when she seen another woman. He giving her
everything that she thought.
Because she was fine when she knew he ain't have like a pot to piss.
Because if that man ain't have a pot to piss, she'd have went on with her normal.
She would have went on with her life. She loved him.
Once she seen him
loved him and was trying to get over him, but she didn't want him back.
Yeah.
But then and the chick that he cheated on her with when they were in college, that she messed up she crashed into his trailer and messed up her ovaries, could have babies. Mm-hmm. And then you gonna be back with this chick that did it years ago? She was going crazy.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. The reason why I say the rage is a thing is you guys don't look at the individual things. Think about what was given up and what she really wanted. That's what you have to look at, because what she wanted, what she gave up was a life of 10 years. But the one thing that she wanted was marriage. Just for him to go out 6 months later and go get married. That's what she wanted.
They talked about marriage a lot, and he would talk about, we're going to have this many kids. We're going to end all this time. He still never proposed.
I might sound
the rage is the
it's
same.
Her fault. It's always the one. In them situations, the woman's fault.
What's the fault? Woman's fault.
For staying with a person past that long. We all live and die by the choices we make. You can't complain about staying with a man for 10 years. Period. You stayed with him.
Yeah.
Period. Same in matrimony. You stayed with that man knowing he, at the time, ain't have nothing. They have a pot of piss in. You stayed with him. You can't be mad afterwards at him for your decisions. You stay with him.
So a woman that is abused, she has to blame herself.
That's different.
It's not.
If somebody going upside
Because
your
it's
head
still
for
a
10
decision.
years,
No,
It's
it's
a decision,
it's still
yes,
the
but-
decision. If
then
you
to answer
still
your question,
decide-
after years, then yes. How long if are you gonna get? How long is an abused woman?
So now you blaming the victim.
It depends on how long.
It shouldn't matter how long.
It does if it's been 10 years.
It shouldn't matter. Because
Kanisha, if a woman
it's
is
a
getting abused
decision.
for 10 years, you telling me you ain't gonna stop and say, hey, you gotta get away. You gotta walk away. You gotta see yourself. And she say, you know what, Kanisha, you're right. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna leave. You turn around, she back in the same scenario. And she's back in the same scenario. And she's back in the same scenario. You know how many situations, I know so many cops that they come to houses and they say, okay, you know what, you're in a domestic, she'll call for domestic violence. Okay, let's go. No, I'm not leaving.
at that point, that's mental.
And so that you have to take a, it's not.
I'm not saying that they have to take responsibilities, but just to say that's your fault.
No, it's not.
After a
complete, it's
certain
not.
length
It's not.
is-
It's not completely the woman's fault because you ain't got no reason to be putting your hands on me. But also at the same time,
It's
you
not her
got to
fault
make
that
the
I-
choice
it's-
to leave. So
My
you
whole
play
thing is
a minor part in it
It's like Will Smith said.
because you
on that
have
one
to leave.
motivation.
You have to
It's
leave.
not your fault about what he did, but it's your responsibility to change your life. Your life shouldn't be in nobody's
with that.
hands.
Yeah.
I agree with
Like
that.
the result of
Only
your
in
life
your
should
hands.
not be.
Only in your
So even
hands.
in matrimony or acrimony,
Is there a
acrimony
matrimony?
It's acrimony.
matrimony is the Usher song, you know. But acrimony is
Okay,
it's
baby.
her life is in her hands, nobody else's. The same way with his. So you have to at some point take responsibility. Yes, it's not your fault that somebody hit you. It's not your fault that somebody raped you. It's not your fault that you grew up with two parents that didn't love you. It's not, none of that stuff is your fault. But it is your responsibility to change the direction of your life. So we can't at no point say I wasn't married. I haven't been married for 10 years because he didn't propose.
Well, so you got to think about it too, especially
These are like
if you
too extreme.
It's
though.
it's extreme just for the simple fact that, especially like when you're young, like in acrimony, she was very impressionable. She was very
Yeah, it was-
young.
they were in
you know,
college.
and when you're that young and you have that's the only person you've been with,
Fresh
and
love.
you've only learned how to love them, and this has just been the first time that you've been loved. So that means that's just a precedent. This is the only way that you've been loved. That's why most women who leave one abuse victim go to the next.
Because this is what she thinks.
Because
love
this is what
is.
she thinks love is. So that's why I said it's more mental, and that's why I was saying you can't put all of the blame on her. Yes, she could have left, but
what
when
blame?
you are mentally, it's like the Bible. If I was to tell you right now that the Bible is not real, you're gonna look at me and be like, "Excuse me." If I come to you and just say Jesus is not real, you're gonna be like, no, I know Jesus is real. Regardless if you seen them, felt them, had the Bible in your hands, if somebody put you in a freaking time capsule and sent you back in that time, you're going to be like, listen, I know this is to be true. So when you're in that predicament and this is all that you know and this is your belief system, when somebody try to come snatch you out and say, no, this is wrong. Ain't nobody believing that. It's like, no. My Bible is true. He loves me. He's supposed to hit me.
But I get all of that. But at the same time,
Dang, that
20 years
sucks.
after 20 years though, and you're still in that, then what's the conversation?
Like, you
I
know-
get what you're saying as a
Yeah.
youngin, when you're 21 and you're fresh out of high school and you don't know no better, but then after 10 years of it, then what? You do know better.
You gotta.
I'm
make
sure
the
within
choice
those
to
10
leave,
years
but
you've met women that told you you gotta leave this or this man gonna do this. You gotta figure it out. And you know, we meet people, we see things. We're living in the real world, and at some point you do have to look at your life and say, you know what? My life is in my hands. And that's the only way we can change.
I feel it.
that's good.
I got a question.
Yes.
When you first got saved, let's say year 2, and somebody told you that the Bible wasn't real, would you believe it?
In year 2
Yeah,
of
year
me
2.
being saved,
Yeah.
I would have to tell them I don't know. I believe it's real.
Okay.
Yes.
What about year 25?
Year 25, if I don't know that the Bible's real after 25 years, then I'll be a fool for following something I don't know.
Right.
So that's why. But what I'm saying is that It doesn't matter the time period or the longevity.
But
if
it
something
does,
is if something is part of your DNA, and something that you've known to be true, something has to change to hit you to say this is not right. But if you're constantly in that environment,
yeah, but
you're not going to
I
get.
I don't think you can compare those two things though. The Bible after 25 years, and then if someone's in an abusive relationship for 25 years, because at the same time, as he stated, with age, maturity, and growth, evolution, there's no way that you think it's okay to be abused, to be hit on for 25 years. That's a long time. I get the mental part of it. I get the mental part of that, but there's no way that you walk out every day. You can't walk out every day because of maybe the way you look. If that's the thing, I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go to my child's school. I can't go here because I got a black eye, because I have this. I'm ashamed, or people are going to see me. That's you basically admitting that it's wrong. You can't compare that to a Bible.
No. Okay, so when I'm saying this, I'm talking about the basis of the thing. I'm not talking about the complexity or I'm talking about just the actual problem at hand. I'm talking about the belief system. That's it. I'm not talking about how good God is. I'm talking about the point that this is the belief that this person has. Once you have that belief, it takes a lot for something to switch to say, I don't believe anymore, or this is the evidence things are not
that's
wrong.
That's not the argument, I don't think, though.
But no, it is. It is. Just for the simple fact that even what you're saying, you're going out with a black eye or something like that, you have to realize someone that's an abuser or typically are a narcissist, their whole main point is to isolate you. So you're wrong about that point as far as you going out to, or someone that's nothing has come around you that says this is wrong. Most of the time, when you are a narcissist, they completely isolate you so that you don't do it.
That's not in every case, though.
But even being isolated, you don't think abused person being isolated don't see that that's something is wrong with me being isolated, or feel like I wish that I could come talk to somebody?
You don't.
Well, it's kind of it kind of gets to the point where they want you to only depend on them.
Correct. They take off all of your
control.
arms and your legs,
Yes,
all of your resources.
And I'm not saying that it's not a mental thing. I'm just saying, at what point do you realize like this? I have to change. I have to change, not him. I can't sit here for 25 years and hope that one day he stop hitting me.
Right.
Or hope that the world changes around me.
But that's the whole point that you do. You literally, instead of you having the faith like you would in God, you literally have the faith and the hope.
And that's what I'm saying.
That he's going to change.
And that's what you're saying. You do. You believe that. So you have to accept that where I am is because of me. Because I'm wishing and hoping that something changes.
Like
nothing in this world changes unless we change.
Like
that's the definition of insanity.
So this is the thing. We're not placing blame on the victim.
Right.
But the victim has, let me
responsibility.
finish for like 5 seconds. We're not placing blame on the victim at all. But the victim has a responsibility to make that choice to leave. I've had family members who have been abused for years. And there was people around them trying to get them out. There have been times when we actually got them out and they went back against us. And it is definitely mental. It's definitely mental because they didn't change your mindset of thinking that this is love. But when they made the decision, because it was only them, we couldn't do it as their family. They had to make the decision like, I can't keep getting hurt. One of my family members made the decision when she was pregnant and he beat her up. Her decision was, I can't let him kill my baby. That's what made her leave. It'd be something, but it was her decision because this is your choice to be staying with this man while he beating you up while you pregnant. There's a percentage of responsibility that you have to yourself to get out of this situation. I've never been in an abusive relationship. Thank you, Lord. And I can't even imagine being in one or what the women go through mentally and freaking physically having a man beat you up. But thank God that my family members made the choice to themselves and said, I can't keep being a victim. I have to be my own hero and get me out of this. And I've talked to them about it. And they told me, they was like, I really thought he was going to change. He cried every time after he hit me. You know what I mean? He said he wouldn't do it again. And even when it got to the point where he stopped crying after and saying it's your fault, he made me think that it was my fault what he was hitting me now. If you wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have hit you. So now I'm thinking in my head, let me be better so he doesn't hit me, and it doesn't matter because they're going to hit you anyways, even if you don't do what pissed him off the first time. They literally had to make the choice themselves because they played a percentage in choosing to stay. And mental abuse is anything mental. Go like people who go in things mental depression, they go get a psychiatrist or psychologist or a counselor. They're making that choice because they play a role in that to make themselves better. There is a little bit of role that the victim plays in it, but it's not their fault.
Right.
There's nothing there. There's no blame put on the victim, but they have to make the choice and realize I can't be a victim forever. You play a role in your life and you have to get out, and you have to make the choice to get out or you probably will die. And it's a choice, and it's real. The longer you stay in it, like Kanisha's saying, the worse it gets mentally and you can't get out.
You cannot get out.
So yeah, there's a difference between year 2 being a Christian. Okay, in the Bible or whatever, talking about, yeah, I got saved year 2. Yeah, you know, I'm strong in my faith, but I'm not that strong. Then 25 years being in, like, I am concrete, hands down,
There's nothing
feet
you can
in the
do.
ground. You can't tell me that God ain't real. So what she's trying to say is that the longer they stay in that situation, the worse it is for them to get out because they done been in for so long. They done been hypnotized and thinking it's okay. But it's still, they play a part and they getting beat up every day and not choosing to leave. So it's just an accountability thing, but nothing's their fault of why this dude is beating these chicks up. Nothing.
Like I said, I don't think it's anybody's fault. I might have said fault in the beginning, like it's her fault. And let me
Yeah,
take it back.
that's what made me say so. I was like, wait, hold
Let
on.
me not say it's their fault, but it is our responsibility to control our own lives. So I go back to acrimony and saying she made a choice to stay there as long as she did, not as the kid. I'm talking about as the adult. And the same thing, you make a decision, so you have to always live with your decision, whether good or bad. When you know you're at the end of your road, and you know this. Let's just pray that God allows us all to die around our family and we can reflect on our lives. We have to reflect on our decisions that we make or lack thereof. And we got to sit back and we got to reflect on the decisions we made or lack thereof. And we can't sit there and say, I didn't do this because of them. I did do this because of them. We got to all live our lives like we
You
have
gotta
only
stop
one
blaming
life.
other people for your life
Yeah.
because it's your life. And
Yeah.
baby, what do you always say when it's just like, if you go to look, like you go to look for like your value in other people, it's always gonna be less than what it actually
You let
is,
another
or
person
something.
put value on you,
Or
it's
something
simply
like
going
that.
to be less than what you
Yeah.
are valued at because they don't know you. The only person that puts the high value on you is you and God. Nobody else can value you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that.
It's accountability for ourselves. Stop trying to point your finger at other people and point your finger at yourself and change your own life. And that's the real.
Yeah. Definitely responsible for your own self. I agree.
But if you're there for 10 years and you ain't get married, that's your fault.
10 years. See, listen.
I will say, it is her fault.
Yes, it is.
If she done built a family,
They got kids
a dog, had a dog.
That's it.
and it's no attachments.
Her fault.
Now let's not say that.
Talk is cheap.
Let's not
They were
talk-
together since
them.
they
That
were.
was the woman's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, talk is cheap. You can be in that 10 years, and I don't care what he's sitting there promising you if he ain't following through on that.
Talking
then
about this is where we gonna get married.
I'ma
This is where we
say-
gonna get
all I'ma
honeymoon, and he
say
still ain't
is-
proposed. And
That's
y'all
her fault.
picking out venues. He ain't proposed.
I'm just gonna say this. It won't be me. I don't want that to be me. I'm gonna try my best to prevent that from being me.
It's not
I
gonna.
don't
It's not
think I
gonna
have
happen
that
to you.
in my Dana at all. I don't think that's in there.
to stick around that long.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Now, if I make a decision to not be married ever, it's something different. But
But what if the guy comes along and wants to be married? And
yeah,
s-
that's fine.
and you
You
still
open
don't.
to it?
Yeah.
Oh, you
no. Wait, what?
And you still don't.
Oh well.
Dang, you gotta let him
That's
go.
on him.
You got
You would string him along.
Nah, you gotta let him go find his
no.
wife.
Yeah, I mean,
That sucks.
I would try my best to be as honest and be like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like you want marriage and you want the house, the dog, the kids, and the car. You want it all, but I don't want that.
The song. Okay.
Nothing but yeah.
Not the song.
Yeah, but it sounds like I wouldn't try to string him along. That's rude.
Right.
That's super rude. And that's malicious.
Mm.
That's malicious.
It is. Why would you try to string someone along knowing they want this? They want marriage. They want the house, the car, the kids in the car. And I sound country when I say it. But why would you string them along knowing that you don't want that?
So don't you
let
feel
them
like
go
he did
find.
that?
Let
don't
them
you
go.
feel like he did that?
Yeah.
That's malicious to me.
Yeah. That's malicious. Let me not say malicious. That's selfish. Because malicious seems like it's just like you're hurting them. I just feel like
it's intentful.
I don't think they're intending to hurt them by stringing them along. I think they're just enjoying what they can get from this person, or enjoying the love that this person is just unconditionally showing you.
Back to what I was
Take it while it
saying.
lasts.
How long can you get strung along before you realize you ain't a yo?
Oh, exactly. My whole thing is
so we
like,
gotta put it back. Like, are you getting strung along,
people let
or
these
are you a yo-yo?
let these men go find their wives, and let these women go find their
Sounds like that. Hold
husbands.
on, let me say that
Stop
one more time,
holding
right in front of the
down.
camera. Are you getting strung along, or are you a yo-yo? I'm gonna crop that out so I can put that on social media. Y'all ain't gonna steal that bar.
I'm gonna put on the shirt.
Can you explain that?
Y'all ain't gonna act like that ain't no bar.
Can you explain your yo-yo?
A yo-yo is a person that's you getting played. You
Oh.
getting strung along.
Oh, I like that.
But
Baby.
why
That
was it
was
an
good.
or? But
Good
why is it
job.
an or? Why is it an or if they're both the same thing?
No, I'm saying that's what my dad. A person that's a yo-yo is a person that's getting played and getting strung along.
I like that.
That's a bar.
Say it one more time.
I didn't say it enough.
What, Nicholas?
no.
Because he said or.
No,
wait,
I didn't
what
mean to
was
say. Or I meant to say and.
Oh, okay.
And same thing. Yeah.
Good job. I like that.
That's
That
off
was
the
cute.
cuff. That's off the cuff.
That was cute.
Off the dome.
That's the dome.
I like
He's
it.
smart.
Is it safe to assume that people like being strung along?
No.
After a certain point.
No, sometimes you do.
No,
say yes.
no,
Sometimes
no.
you
I
do.
think it's the thing
And
that
yo-yos.
Kanisha said. No,
It's
no, no, no,
hope.
no.
It's hope,
I feel
man.
like exactly. It's the
what?
hope.
Hope.
It's the hope that you know what, this person that's stringing me along, they gonna change their mind because I'm just gonna love them so much just till they can just take
but if
all
this
this
person
love.
ain't never followed through.
Then
still
it's their
hope,
fault.
but
No,
it's still hope.
But then it's their fault because now if that's hope, you dumb.
Yeah.
But it be hope sometimes because it's
Yeah,
like
Because this person gonna
But you
continue
got-
using you up until you done.
Because you got to think about it. Hope is the beginning of faith. Okay, you can't hope in something. You can't have faith without hope.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's the whole essence and the definition of what faith is. So, if I flat out got hope that one day you're gonna propose to me and you're gonna be my knight in shining armor, and my faith is installed into it, it don't matter how long it is.
Don't make your
It
mind
don't
think
matter.
that.
Now,
Don't
I
make
ain't
your
saying
mind.
that they
Technically, it
blameless.
do for women.
I'm not
Y'all
saying
gotta-
that you're
y'all gotta
blameless.
clock.
I'm not saying that that person is blameless
Don't say
and
that.
that they and
They're a
that they
biological
not
clock.
making that choice. But I'm just saying, once your hope is in there,
Women having kids at 50 now,
What
50,
about when
55.
hope is, when there's no hope, no faith, and you're still being strung along?
who ain't got the hope and faith? If you're being strung along and there is no hope and no faith, and you just there to be there,
You a yo-yo.
yeah, that's
Ain't nobody using my
different.
bar.
I don't know. Some people don't believe in people don't believe in actions. A lot of people make up storylines in their head that's not what's actually happening in the world.
Yeah.
And that's not what's happening within your relationship if it's a relationship at all. It's not happening.
The action has to be the action has to feel the hope. You can't hope for something that you don't see actions. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you, hey, you know, one day we gonna be rich and I'm sitting on my ass all day.
Exactly.
The actions has to feel the hope. If I'm gonna say, baby, I'm gonna propose to you, then I should be preparing myself to become a married, like to have at least to start showing you I'm getting my job together. Maybe I'm getting the house that we need. Maybe I'm putting the things in. Like the action has to feel that hope. I just can't tell you, you know what, babe. One day, I'm gonna
One
take
day.
you
It's
across the world.
supposed to feel the hope. The hope is
It does.
The action is supposed to feel the hope, but
Which is
most of
sad.
the time you don't.
Which is sad
But
because
that's
they're
what-
taking
but
any
that's when
little
you get
bit of
strung
hope you
along.
give them, even
But
if it's
you're
not nothing to get.
That's what stringing
They're gonna
you
take
along,
it.
because at some point, being in a relationship and connection.
I don't
know
think
y'all
dudes
been
stay
there.
that
You've
long.
been there.
Do dudes stay long in relationships?
My
I don't
whole-
think
Not
they-
like that.
my whole
You
thing
think?
is,
Most of the time, the men
Like with the girl,
men
like
hold the
stringing
cards.
them along.
Kanisha, with your ex, how long
Some,
was
not
y'all
a
married
lot.
for?
I don't think men do.
How long were we
yeah.
married?
Yeah.
Almost 8 years.
So you've been you OG in the game. Because
Yeah.
we only, we just scratched 3. But you know how when you get married, you get in relationships,
Yeah.
you promise a whole world. That pillow talk is there. Man, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. At certain points, you start to see like if that stuff is going to really play out. Like you begin to see if that, like with your actions, is that
real or
paying
fake,
what you
bro?
weigh, like Coach K said? Are you paying what you weigh? Are you doing all the stuff that you say you're going to do?
Right.
Don't tell me one day we're going to have this type of home and you working
house,
and
a
making
car,
this type of
kids, and
money.
what'd you say?
That don't make no sense.
What'd you-
Ain't no way you gonna tell me, baby, I'm gonna buy you this type
the
of
house,
car.
the car, the kids, and the clothes.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
what?
Ain't no way I can
House,
give,
the
ain't no way I can
dog.
give you none of
yeah.
that.
The car.
Yeah.
Only thing a man can give you without the actions is the kids.
That's
Well,
action,
that's
too.
still action.
I don't want no
But
goddamn
ain't
kids. But you know.
that's easy action.
Well,
Honestly, we at an age where we need to start looking at the evidence of what has already happened.
it's
and
the
occurred.
evidence.
Thank you.
Instead of going based off false hope
Yes.
and the promises that may never ever come to
Happen,
fruition. Let's look at
right.
the evidence of. Let's look at the fruit that this tree done bared already
That's the best way to put it.
previously, right? And maybe if that person's at a point where they have not, or where they've come to a stalling or maybe a transition in their life, obviously that evidence supports that they can get somewhere that they've been before or better. And if they're not where they are, then that's where that whole potential thing, you have to look at what's your potential plan. All right. So we ain't falling in love with potential, but I
Right.
need to see what your potential plan is.
Right.
All right. And in that process of getting to knowing you, I got to see what you're actually doing to make that tree bear some fruit.
Right.
If it ain't bearing no fruit, I got to keep it moving. But we get so caught up in what the tree looked like already.
Right.
See, that's
Right.
why.
And then that gift of gab, which most times these days, you don't even need to gift of gab.
Hold on.
Right.
But that gets
You need to post a picture.
That's why I said that I
know,
can't
that
be
gives
that
the
type
gap
of
still.
woman in that beginning stages. That's why I
Yeah.
said that. I ain't that person.
They get the gap
What?
still
And
got
we can- I
expiration
missed
date.
Oh yeah, it does.
Cause you can't
'Cause you
gab
gotta follow
forever.
through.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no follow through, I'm a firm believer. Even if you do come, if you're a guy or a woman, but if you're a guy and you coming along and you're presenting yourself a certain kind of way, and you know you ain't that dude, you got 6 to 12 months.
To figure
If she really like you, got 6 to 12 months to make it happen.
If she an OG, you got 6.
Yes,
you got 3.
yeah 3.
Probably
I say
3.
3 to 6 months.
You can't perform forever with an OG.
You
She
can't.
gonna call
you gotta
she gonna
become
call
that
your
person
bluff.
ASAP.
That's good.
Or you better be laying down some real distracting pipe.
Yeah, that ain't gonna matter
that's
though.
good.
Real distracting.
That ain't gonna matter.
But it
pipe
won't.
get
Not
old.
for no
That pipe
real.
get
Not
old.
for not for a woman that
Not for
not
the OG.
Yeah, not for a woman that's wanting to go somewhere and that
Yeah,
wants a certain
no.
thing. That's cool. You can lay it down, but
I think
ultimately they'll keep it stepping. She'll keep you around probably because that's.
I
how
had
I'm
women
a
about
do.
to
girl-
say something off the chain, but
Yeah.
I think OG women, they might not want the pipe. They might not care about the pipe that much.
Oh,
They
no,
might.
no.
No, they do.
No, you do.
That might be what they care about the most.
You do.
I was saying maybe they might take goals.
No,
The
they
pipe
will.
might be
Because the
lower on the
OG
chart.
women typically they got everything. The OG, okay, we talking about age wise.
Now I'm just talking about like as far as that.
No, like you've been
that go
married,
get.
like you know what
Okay.
she, like you know,
or
she know what she
or like
want.
a woman that was married and just know like I ain't on the games.
Yeah.
You either got to come correct or keep it moving.
Or a single mama, shoot, they OGs too. Like, listen, I know what I'm bringing around my baby, and I need you to know.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
false. Not
like-
nowadays.
Oh,
What do you mean?
Oh, no, no,
Really?
No, wait.
Yeah.
There was literally, I just did this. What was I did?
Single women
Saturday.
just want somebody to take
I
care of the
literally
kids.
was talking to this
That's
guy. And he
horrible.
was just like, it was somebody I had dismissed before.
Not all of them.
And he came back and he was like, I just feel like, I might have been too aggressive because he immediately was just like, I want to have sex and and I just was like, yeah, bro, I'm not into that. Eventually,
Wait,
he ended up coming back.
Wait.
He ended up coming back, and when he got back, get on my nerves.
Nick,
I did not sleep with him, but
No,
when there was months in between, he came back and he was talking to me, and he kept texting me. He just like, I want to go on a date, and so I know the position where I am now. Okay, you want to date me because you think that you have a chance. So I had to tell him.
at the poom.
I had to tell him, I said, I was texting at first, but I just left him a voice message, on the phone. I said, I'm gonna be honest
on the
with
phone.
you.
The things we
Like-
leave voice messages on.
I was like, not a voicemail, it was a voice message.
Is that like a trend?
I had to
People
tell
get
him.
into it now.
Yeah, people always do that. Like my
just
friends
voice
do
memos and
it.
stuff like that.
I'm gonna send you a voice memo because I had him to hear my voice and my sincerity, and just like, listen, I
She said,
understand
make it known this
that
is
you
serious.
want to go on a date. I said, but dates is supposed to be leading up to courtship and us being together. Now, be realistic
False.
with you. I do not. Well, for me, in my time, in my
For me
period
as
right
well.
now,
For me
it
as
is.
well.
So I told him, I said, listen, I really don't see you being a father figure to my son. So we might as well not build up this false hope. The only thing that you could do for me at this point is we can be friends and hang out with a group of people, or we can have sex, or. Other than that, that's it.
Nick, that's enough.
That's all that he could do for me.
You know what? You know what
So-
women gotta stop doing. If y'all ain't together, don't be friends. Dudes be taking that as
I'm
Yeah.
just
Nick.
I don't
talking.
believe in that friend stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
Nicholas.
just talking. We either gonna be friends, or we gonna be cool and chill out,
Back in the
or
day, you did not
you
mean to
gonna
say
be
we
a
could be
whole
friends.
sneaky
The door's still
link.
open.
or you
It
gonna be
is.
a whole sneaky link at this point.
So why you leaving it?
Not even sneaky
So
link.
you already sorry. So as a man hearing that,
Mm-hmm.
the moment I hear you say
He said
we
the
hanging
hell.
out or are we sleeping together?
I didn't ask you that. That wasn't a question.
That's what you did.
No. I didn't leave that as a question for him. I said these are only two things you can do for me. That's the only thing.
Still.
I didn't ask him that.
Still, I don't. To him, it's everything you said prior to that then already left.
That's fine.
It's an automatic. Oh, so so you down to smash?
His mind. That's all I
I said-
want.
That's in his mind.
And all I'm telling him is, I said these are the only two things you can do for me.
Because
So,
if you didn't believe that he could do that for you, you'd have never said it to that specific man.
Let me ask you this:
Like a woman,
Wait,
a woman
what?
is not going to tell me that if I don't have the opportunity to smash.
is he still hitting you up after that conversation?
oh yeah,
He trying to smash.
Yes.
yeah, I know he is. That don't mean
Because
he
you
gonna
left
get it.
you left a door wide open though.
But that don't mean he gonna get it.
So you want him not. You don't want him to go away then.
Wait, what?
I don't want to say I don't want him to go away.
Well, then why didn't you just completely shut it down?
I did shut it down.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you did not shut it down. Not
I
with
feel
that
like-
statement.
I
If,
think
if you
it-
said everything you said, you ain't shut that down.
You put the car in park.
No, I think that.
It's
what-
still running.
It's neutral.
Listen,
No, you listen. I think she like in her defense, that was her shutting it down. Like this is my thing.
I'm not
In her
responsible.
in
Shamari, that
playing
ain't shutting it down.
playing devil's
I'm telling you.
advocate. Sometimes y'all think like we be thinking like as women. We're saying no, don't do that, or we're shutting it down. But like in a way, we shut it down. Y'all taking it completely different.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Like y'all taking it completely wrong or what?
No. Okay, so I get an idea for everybody. For women that do that, I got an idea for everyone. All right. How about be very direct and very blunt instead of being very open and vague? Because if I hear a statement and someone saying all you can do for me is hang out with me and give me dick, that's not shutting me down. I don't care what you say.
You're so vulgar.
I'm just saying. That's what she said. She said it though.
You
me,
said that.
those
You
was
didn't
her
say that.
words.
You
I didn't say
said
that.
you said or
I said,
hearing wrong?
I said or have sex. That's what
or
I
have
said.
sex. That's so-
Okay, sorry. She didn't
She
say
said
give dick.
vulgar.
My thing is this:
Sex. She all you can do is hang out or give me sex.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
not shutting the door.
But
me
see,
tell you
that's
this.
a possi-
If you
I'm just
if you say
saying-
that to somebody, do you think coming from you saying that is that you? I know you're married now, but prior to, is that you really shutting the door? All you can do for me is hang out with me or give me sex. Be honest.
No, he's gonna think he can come
let me
around.
tell you
and have
something. Let
sex
me
with
tell you something.
Thank you.
80,
But I'm but
I didn't say that.
Thank you.
I didn't
80 to
say.
90.
I didn't say
but
that he doesn't
in her
think that
defense,
he
I
was
don't
gonna
think
have
she.
sex.
I don't think she was trying to keep him around. I think she was just
thing
talking.
is this, 80 to 90% of the men, when they get at women, they're thinking in their head when I'm gonna have sex, how long it's gonna take me to have
Yes.
sex, and basically like, okay, if this is gonna take me 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks, this is the goal. Until you show me that you're wifey material, or I want to take it past that, the goal is to smash.
That's what you thought of me when you first met me.
Yes.
But
Are you serious,
That's all. The 80 to 90 men.
Nicholas?
Maybe I wasn't thinking too
You said
smash.
you said you
Maybe I
didn't.
wasn't thinking
You,
solely.
you
now.
sworn he said he,
He,
wanted you for your mom.
exactly.
He didn't
That's what he
wanna have
said.
sex
When I
with you.
first met her, I didn't even see her that way. Like I didn't
could've
even
sworn that's what you
sexualize
said. I
her.
think
That's
it
what
was
you
like 4
said.
episodes ago.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
So you lied.
I didn't think about that. I wouldn't think about sex. Nah, let me take it back.
Then why'd you just say yes?
Let me explain myself. All
know
men
what?
still
Let's do
think
it.
about what that poem here for.
yeah, typically, yeah.
You might not be thinking of
Unless
like
they see a certain
all
caliber.
period of
Yeah.
sex, but you still thinking like, Man.
So you said how many weeks? You said how many weeks?
Man, I just told you this 2 days ago. When you told me, I just literally told you this 2 days ago at our house.
Okay, but
when you told me I don't have sex, what did I tell you I thought of in my head?
Oh, yeah, about to change that probably.
What did I tell you 2 days ago when we was in my office and I told you that? I said, and I'll tell the camera, I said when she said I don't have sex, in my mind I said, okay, I'm gonna see how long that go for.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I just told her
that.
So I'm thinking in my head, yes, she said
but
that.
Were you? But was it? But were you like, okay, I'm trying to make her change her mind?
But I knew at the time I was the man. I knew it wasn't gonna take much longer. Just me being me.
5 years later, me being me. Camera. Let's go.
First and foremost, let's not go there. Let's not
really go.
There's been times where he stopped me though, where I wanted to.
Let's not go there. I stopped that train plenty of times,
and I did too.
We both did. We both crossed that line and we both stopped each other. So don't act like I was sitting here begging
I
for
just
it.
liked him a lot, and I just thought it was a good idea.
You were searching for that candy.
That was on accident.
For that bar.
That's enough.
She thought it was a Snicker bar.
I said that's enough.
Not Snickers.
Yeah,
I said that's enough.
Snickers.
Oh, Nick. Okay.
What did he just say? What did he just say? I missed it. Kanisha.
Oh, she caught that.
Just told me the color of his penis.
Wait, what color?
No, I didn't.
He said it wasn't a Snicker bar.
No, I didn't mean it. The color.
No, that's what I heard.
Size.
I heard chocolate, and
to
then he's like, "Oh, maybe
more
not
caramel.
quite Snickers." See what
It was more caramel, but
Oh, you just said the color. It's fine.
I mean that's what color I am.
And that's enough.
It's like a payday.
I said that's enough.
people are two different colors sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that now.
That's enough. I said that's enough.
I would assume a man's skin is a man's skin.
No, it's different sometimes. It's gonna be different. I got
Wait. What did you say?
That son.
I have sons.
You changed their diaper, babe. Like
Yeah,
I mean, I changed
I
kids.
changed a lot of diapers.
Yeah, I changed my nieces and nephews.
They all different.
All right, we getting out of here.
Okay. Yes.
This has been a great conversation. We went from the ifs to the apologies
To the butts.
to the to the butts also to the
The faults.
to the women and why women's to the friends of women and men. And we talked about some responsibility and stuff like that. Then we finished this conversation talking about the drapes don't match the carpet. What's that saying?
What?
The drapes don't match the carpet.
What was that saying that people used to say?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Drapes don't match the carpet. Carpet don't match the drapes. Something
Take it out, Dre.
Yeah,
Take it out,
Yeah, we gonna
Dre.
take it out. Women, stop leaving open-ended statements.
That's
So,
all
man,
you
You gonna
heard.
stop
That
talking.
was your
Don't-
takeaway
That was not
out of this whole
Take away what we
conversation.
Just be very blunt and direct. Imagine a guy is
Dang,
a
if
kid
I tell
and talk to
you-
them direct.
If I tell you that you're not a child, I mean, you can't be the father of my son's child. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
I don't see you as a father figure for my child. I feel like that should shut you down enough. That's
Nope.
pretty.
You
No,
know what?
that's
no.
just-
Let me.
That's pretty-
I got this.
boy.
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna
blunt
keep
to
it a buck
me.
with you. Most of them don't want to be anyways. They just want
And
your
that's
draws.
fine.
Maybe he
So-
came in there like Snoop
And that's
Dogg,
fine.
baby boy. He
But
ain't
that
like
don't
that
mean-
Ford anyway.
But see, this is the whole point of it is it's my choice.
He kicked his
so
Ford over.
regardless of what door he feel like is open, it's still my decision to say if you gonna actually come through. Or
And
not.
women, for all
So-
women who are like Kanisha, I want y'all to know there are some good, upstanding men out here who you go think, man, he'll be a phenomenal role model for my guy, for my son, my daughter. He still don't care. He just wants to draw. He's just presenting himself a different way.
Even if he
and
wants
it's
the
very
draws,
appeasing to you. So
it's still my
ask
choice.
ask the right questions. Always keep your foot on his neck with who he say he is. And call it a day. Play the moments, positive memory. Stop the pain and the foolishness. Keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace.
What's up?
BVU fam, we just wanted to take the time to thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered.
Because you know we love y'all.
And we miss y'all too.
Thank you for your support.
And we want you to take time out of your busy day and go check out our TikTok, our Instagram, and our Facebook. And for those of you who are not listening or watching on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And we also got, listener letters. So if you guys ever have a question that you want us to address, if you ever just want to write in and say, you know what, Nick, your hair is always on point, or Big Mama is so funny, or Special K is so crazy, or that Dre always getting at the women.
Special K?
Special K is crazy. But you can write us at info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com. That is info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com.
And always remember,
Play the moments.
Positive memories.
Stop the pay.
and keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.